Hello there, friends. It's Thursday night, about 11:21 at night. Um, December 28th, 2017. Hold on, if I open it from that end, it won't be so loud. So, I guess this will sort of be the last video for 2017, sort of a year-end review. Probably nothing new, but nothing I've already not talked about, but might as well keep up tradition and do one of these, I suppose. So I'm feeling better. I finally gave out some antibiotics and more of the old cough medicine. And no, I took it twice, the cough medicine, and the rest is just still in the fridge as in case this ever happens again, that there's some there just in case. So I'm not addicted. I don't know why people keep saying that. I don't think there's enough of whatever in there to make a difference. I don't feel anything from taking it. It's not like this, oh, I feel so happy and blah. I don't feel shit from it at all. It was the only reason that I was using it was so that at night when I went to lay down, I wasn't coughing nonstop, that I could actually sleep. So, but yeah, I think the antibiotics are working because I do feel better. A lot better. Not as much coughing, especially at night. A bit of runny nose here and there. Sorry, I know. Very fascinating stuff, right? But it's sort of like a cuck dose of antibiotics where it was 3 days. It's a full antibiotic course in 3 days. It's like, oh, all right. There's somebody I knew who had a really bad runny nose, and they got I think a 2-week dose of it. Oh shit, alright, well, and I can't argue with them whatever they gave me, but I think it's worked. Hopefully it does the trick. I feel good enough where I can go outside and actually not have an instant reaction. Do you ever go outside when you're cold? And just that, not even necessarily that that the weather is bad or anything, but it's just being in an outside environment where you're just something about your body starts to react. But no, right now there's actually even something a little nice about breathing some nice, fresh, chilly air. Chilly, everything come back to chilly with you. So it's nice to be better. If everything goes well, I would like to do on Monday. So that'll be January 1st, 2018, folks. The first day of the new year. I'd like to do a workout stream. So if everything goes well, hopefully the recovery continues and I'm well enough where I can start working out again. Feel like my energy is coming back, but we'll see. I'm gonna have one more day off tomorrow. I actually ended up getting a doctor's notice, just because it was well, do you feel bad enough that you don't have to go to work? And so I went in on Tuesday or whatever it was, and I swear after about an hour I wanted to, you don't feel too bad at first, a little tired, but yeah, about an hour and I was ready to just collapse. It was oh God, So yeah, I definitely made use of that doctor's notice. So generally sort of lax about it at work, but it's like, well, it's better to show that, hey, I'm not making this up. So and then working the weekend, and then have 2 days off again. So hopefully do Monday workout stream. And yeah, feeling good enough to actually get out of bed and at least go outside, even if it's in your car. It's been mostly wrapped up in various layers of coats or clothes just because it felt cold, even under the covers. No energy, none of that, reduced appetite. So we'll see how. But drinking lots of liquids though, so we'll see. Didn't really want to weigh myself. Didn't want to see. So drinking plenty of organic, free range chicken broth. Once again, if you're on a low carb diet and you want you want to drink hot liquid, and soups are sort of out of the question. So get organic chicken broth and warm that up. Put a little salt and pepper in there if you want. You can drink that, especially if you're sick. It's pretty good, and it'll definitely also make you want to eat less because your stomach is just full of water. So, which I believe may actually be a diet called volumetrics or something like that. It's interesting. I can see the idea behind it now. But yeah, what am I doing out so late? Can I not sleep? No, it's just don't really want to go to bed yet, but it's the old habit of people who are lost and confused in life. You get in your car and you go out at night or whatever and start driving around places looking for something that you can't really find, where, not that you can't find, but not in the way you're doing it. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm another random parking lot that I've been in before. Even vaguely remember it from high school days. I think there used to be a video game shop here too, that got closed down years ago. So maybe that's what it is, it's a place of nostalgia that reminds you of old times. So that's what you're doing. Go into places that give you nostalgia, hoping to, even though you can't, hoping to find an old memory or some shit. I know that sounds dumb. I don't actually. So that's what I mean is, why am I here, right? Why am I here? It's a dumb reason, isn't it? You can't go back in time. You can't bring anything back. There's no point in hanging on to any of it. I know, folks. I know, but it's hard to give up also. Hard to give up also. You gotta understand, folks, and I'm not using this as any excuse or anything like that, or oh, boo-hoo, feel sorry for me or any of that. But I think it's especially true if you're a person who's always sort of been lost and confused, if you will. It's very hard to give up on the things you know, even if they're not really there anymore. If you're literally just like in an empty fucking parking lot, just trying to remember old times when all of it is long since past. You've always been a lost and confused person. It's hard to give it up. There's this feeling that all these old memories and all sorts of shit like that are just always tugging at you, that you want to get away from, but seems to always be tugging at you. Oh, man. Think that next year will be an interesting year. I really do, and I don't think this is me doing the whole falling for like New Year's resolution meme or any of that, but something, I don't know why, but something tells me that 2018 will be an important... something tells me, folks, that 2018 will be an important year. Either for good or for bad. And that is definitely going to be determined by sort of our actions. Determined by our actions. I'm willing to bet I'm not the only one who just whatever you've got going on and whatever you've been putting off that you know you need to work on or fix or change, with 2018 coming up, it's this is it, you know? This is it. And isn't it interesting too how you can have moments that seem so clear. How you can have moments that seem so clear, and then the next day it all just seems to be completely gone, almost like you didn't even have it. I mean, I don't know how that happens. Maybe it's just that you're not sort of self-assured of your decisions or whatever yet. And, you know, not to go on a tangent of something else, but and not in another thing where it's not trying to make excuses for anything, but man, it's man, the older you get and the longer you've been doing shit, man, the harder it is to break out. I'm not, you know, trying to feel sorry for myself or make any excuses or anything like that, folks, but it is Sorry, it was a random cop car. 2 of them, no less. So, like I said, I'm not trying to use any of it as an excuse, but when you factor in age, and having always been a person who's just extremely lost, extremely confused, I just want you to understand that some things are just sort of hard to just change on a whim. That, I don't know, I think it is. It almost does become this long process until you work it out of your head or some shit and you can finally get over it. I know some of you out there who might be in your early 20s or something like that. It's you just need to do this or that. Why doesn't he? When you get older, folks, and you get entrenched in a lot of old habits and old memories and all this shit, it's hard to just change it like that. It's all ultimately in your head, but that's the part that's just sort of hard to just change like that too. But I don't know. But anyway, going back to, sorry, I know this video is all over the place. You have moments of clarity. It's really interesting. I'm sure that probably happens to some of you too, where things don't really seem to make sense most of the time and any of that kind of stuff, but you just have these random moments, however it happens, where things just sort of, maybe you calm down and you're not so emotional or something like that, and things just seem to make better sense, but seems to go away very fast too. Not to keep repeating it, but big focus for the new year has to be, folks. Feel like everything is basically riding on this, is the whole new employment thing. People say, oh, you should move out and then you'll be more likely to want to search for other stuff. Like, I think it's the opposite way. It's you get a new, better job. It'll finally free me from this place. And I think it'll make me more inclined and feel better about moving out. And I think that it will make me feel good in that I actually accomplished something of like my own initiative, whatever. And also make me feel good because I know my parents would probably appreciate it too. They'd probably feel like, oh, finally our dear Georgie boy decided to get his life in order and fucking do something. Take some responsibility, and maybe they can have a little pride in old Georgie boy rather than, I don't know what it is now, but I'm sure it's a certain amount of disappointment. And so that's what I mean. In this moment, it's this thing that, like, wow, this this one thing that if I really focus on, I feel like would really change a lot for me in life. It seems so it seems so clear. It seems to make sense and all that, but it feels like one moment it's here and, and the next moment it's gone. And you're back to just your same lost, confused self. I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe it's just a thing that you're not so assured yet. You're not so assured yet because you don't exactly have a great history of wins under your belt, so to speak. So that's what it constantly is, this sort of questioning yourself and the self-doubt. And I think, what the fuck is this? One cop car is over there, the other is just like circling randomly around the parking lot. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I said you don't have a history of wins or something under your belt, that everything just feels like this. And this is going back to the whole thing. If you've always been a person who's always been very unsure and confused about everything. Sorry, I haven't had to talk this much a little while, so my throat isn't used to it. Just this feels like this ever-moving void that's just sort of shifting and this or that it doesn't feel like something solid you could put your feet on, if that makes sense. It's sort of one moment it seems like it's there, and then it sort of starts shifting again, and you're not sure where the hell you're standing anymore. But, I mean, having said that, obviously the only way to solve that is to actually make decisions, stick to them, and deal with the consequences, whether good or bad. I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but once again, I'm scared, folks. I am scared. Scared to stay, but scared to leave too. And when it's all you've known, but I suppose, maybe it is one of those things where you reach the point where you've exhausted how much you can gain any sort of comfort from the old things. All the old things that just don't quite give you the enjoyment that it used to. Keep trying to squeeze more and more out of it, but there's nothing left to come out. I mean, I don't even know why I'm making this video. The fucking crazy thing is, at the end of the day, is how many times can you keep answering your own questions, you know? How many times can you keep answering your own question? Just had a little memory pop up into my head. Back when I was a shelver, there was this one girl me and my friend worked with who was smart but kind of dumb at the same time for a job that was seemingly so simple. You know, just like, wait, how can you fuck up a job that's this easy? But I remember not thinking highly of her because of that, but she did surprise me when she moved with her sister to another state. I think got a job doing something with computer stuff. So it's sort of funny how this one person that, like, me and my friend would talk a little shit about, and sometimes for good reason. I think I have talked about this. Had like the courage to leave this comfort zone that she'd been at for a while, go somewhere else completely, and hey, have things work out, you know? Oh, fuck, man. An old Georgie boy just refuses to let go. Old Georgie boy just refuses to go. God, remembering this girl just makes me fucking... Oh. Just how somebody can surprise you, and it's one of those things, like, I don't feel like I'm any worse than this person, but take a look at that. They accomplished something, you know, they certainly have more courage and guts than you do. Who's laughing now? So, I don't know what your plans for the new year are, folks, but I guess I've only said what I need to do about 1,000 times over at this point, so... But something tells me that we should definitely be on the good end of change in 2018 versus possibly the bad end of change. So, I mean, I don't really have any big, like, oh, another year is coming to a close at this point. At this point, I don't think I really give a shit. It's definitely much more nostalgic in the past. Now, just feels like another day, honestly. Just feels like another day. What can I say? I mean, what else? What is there to really say about 2017? It's good. Made progress with the weight loss and gonna continue on with it. So it's at least something, but I know that I could have done more. A lot more. Oh, and I could have done it long before even 2017. That's the fucking really sad part. Guess that's all I really have to say about that. So I guess probably the last thing we'll do is how does it look? Cops are parked over there. Looks like they're chatting with each other. Do I look suspicious with the lights off or on? So the last thing will be a viewer email. You know, haven't done one of these for quite a long time. I'm not going to say the email address, who it's from, any of that. So hope you don't mind. You know who you are. I'm assuming you're fine since there's nothing, won't be saying any of the personal details on here. Alright, so hi George, I am one of your long-term YouTube subscribers, going back to the videos you did in 2014 and go under the, well, I'm not going to say the username. I have seen quite a lot of TFL, FA, Incel, etc. channels over the years, but these are usually men who are in their 20s or even younger. In other words, they don't have the credits in the bank that people like us have, being over 30 and never having been in a relationship, etc. Once we get to wizard status, sadly, we have paid for it deadly and irredeemable youth that is lost in the hands of time forever, and never to be granted back to us. So this is why I always listen to what you have to say a little more perhaps than somebody who is younger and can still hopefully make use of that time. Sorry, it's reaching about the limits of what my throat can. Some of these channels are very good. He mentioned some usernames. Their sentences ended earlier than ours have. I appreciate their difficulties. I don't doubt sincerity for 1 minute, as we too felt the same way at that age. I was walking through a shopping mall earlier tonight, and it's probably the most, it's like the cops are taking off, and it's probably the most depressing place to be, which, I can believe that. I mean, if you want to go find where to, if you want to go look at women, pick up women, whatever, I mean, there's a reason why people go to malls. That's where you can find a lot of them. Surrounded by young, depressing place to be because A, you're surrounded by young couples, men getting affection from their girlfriends, and B, young women who aren't interested in you anyway. We've spent our whole lives not knowing what it's like for a woman to appreciate you and actually want to spend time with you. Love needs a positive feedback, or else it is just like chasing the wind. Alright. Which made me think of myself. I am cracking up a bit this year. How does someone like George ostensibly keep it together so well, given he is actually a year older than I am? There's one guy who knows exactly what this is like. Maybe you just keep it together on video. I don't know how you deal with the unhappiness, given that our time is perpetually running out on this planet and we won't be too young forever. I hope one day to see you make videos with a girl in the passenger seat. Well, yeah. Have a good Christmas if you can. Not an easy time if you're single, but worse when it's literally always been that way. Like you said, how much longer? Not too long, hopefully, but this time, time is testing our patience now, and life does not let you wait forever. All the best. Well, you sent the email early in December, and it only took me about like a month to get around to it. So, do I keep it together on video? It's no different than if the camera was turned on. What to say? I definitely go through phases where I care and don't care. I don't have like a big sort of I don't have a big thing about it. But he's definitely got a very good point in that, and it's sort of like I said with the thing, when you're older, some things are just harder to break out of and do. And so it's something like this too. It definitely takes its toll on you, and however it affects a person to be lonely, and all that stuff. So, but I've talked about this before, but I think I do believe this. I think some of us are definitely not the type of people who were meant to have numerous girlfriends and relationships and all that kind of stuff. Ours will be much less frequent, but probably more meaningful and intense, if that makes sense. You come across these people who they can't stand to be alone. They sort of break up, whatever, and they just can't stand the thought of being alone. Where for you, I was born in the dark. I'm doing a really awful Bane impression. It's like, I was born in the incel, molded by it. Sorry, I can't do a great impression, but I honestly believe, and it's not fair. It's not fair in that, you see all these other people who seemingly don't have to do the work that you have to do, that get girlfriends and all that shit, but I think that's just sort of how it is. And so what do I mean by the work you have to do? So, I think it's safe to say that there's probably stuff that you need to work on and you want to do, and stuff that you want to improve on and things like that. And a female will be the cherry on top to all of it. That without that work, it's probably just not going to happen. I mean, I don't know what your life situation is. Sorry, losing my voice here. But I think that is the case for some of us. Whatever it is you want to do with your life, whatever it is you got to do with your life, the self-improvement, all the shit that you got to do. And I don't mean some sort of, you got to start lifting and wearing fancy. Not just that shit. I mean, just taking care of yourself just to feel better. But literally, I mean, whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, if there's always something you wanted to do in life and or that you're interested in and you want to work on and blah, 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 it's important that you do that, because I think that will probably put you on a path that clearly shows you're going somewhere, and will probably draw a woman to you. I know this is all pretty ridiculous that some 32-year-old virgin is saying this, but I think there's some truth to it. Is it fair? No. There's a bunch of shitheads that seem to have, just schlubs and have no problems getting girlfriends. Well, The problem, folks, I mean, this is the thing that you have to make peace with, is you're not them. That is the reality. You're not them. We are not them. So it's a matter of doing whatever it is that you came on this earth to do, whatever it interests you, and, show yourself as clearly being on a path towards something. And I do believe this, probably somebody through that will probably come into your life. Like I said, I don't think you'll be a person who, I don't think it's, you're just going to have all these girlfriends and blah, blah, blah. And even if you did, I don't think you'd be happy, because I think what we're seeking for is one meaningful one, is what it is. But I think it shows on people like us the sort of general lostness. I mean, right now I don't care, but I'm sure I will have moments where it's like, God damn, a nice GF, right? So it's not, it's not me trying to give advice or any of that shit, but, user, person who sent me the email, you know who you are. I guess all I can really say is, and this is one of those things where, deep down, you probably know the answer for yourself. I mean, whatever it is you got to do. I said, I don't mean, oh yeah, you got to become some swole bodybuilder and learn PUA. I don't mean that shit. If you are out of shape, you're gonna have to get your health under control. But it's just, what is your thing? What is your thing in life? Are you doing it? You're probably not, I'm willing to bet. I don't think a lot of us are. So if you start doing it, start learning it, start working on it, start putting a lot of attention on it, I think, as I know I'm the least person who should be saying it, I really do think that is probably the hope that people like us can have. Getting onto our life purpose, so to speak, and through that, I think we will eventually attract somebody into our life. But what's definitely not going to work is can't get angry about how things are unfair or anything, or oh, this person has it easy or something like that, or it is how it is. You know what I mean? It is how it is. It is how it is. There are things you can change and things you cannot change. So, guess that's about the only thing I can say with that is that I don't know what it is you're interested in and what you've always wanted to do and blah blah blah, but I'm probably willing to guess you're probably not doing it. Which is very much the case for me. So don't get me wrong, I'm not like a pointing finger here or anything like that. This is very much same advice to me. If there's people like us, if there's any hope, if you will, is that, once again, a female is the cherry on top of us getting on our paths in life and doing something meaningful. And I'm pretty sure if you tried to become, I know for certain, if I tried to become like a pickup artist or anything like that, like I know, you trying to become a PUA, I don't think I'd find it very, I don't think I'd be very happy. It's one meaningful one, folks. One meaningful one. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. But, I mean, it's definitely the truth of, you sometimes wonder of, you're not that young anymore. What sort of toll have things taken on you from just the sheer amount of time that has gone by? And see, once again, this is going back to what I said before in regards to trying to make change to your life. This all definitely ties in together. Because you might not think about it that much, but you've been in a certain state for a long time. Your mind may not want to just break out of it that easily. But I wish you luck, sir. I mean, I don't know, maybe that was a little too easy of like, it's a very basic bitch, motivational, whatever answer, but I do believe that is the case for some of us. That's just how it is. For me, for probably you, and I think I even mentioned this on the Forever Alone Feels channel. I think that's the same case with Kent, if you're familiar with him, is I don't think he's going to have any success until he gets on some sort of direction in life rather than, I just collect hats and play wrestling games and stick to my corner or something. Okay. I think if you're a person who's like interested and passionate and something about something like that, that it really think it definitely shows. And that, I think, is how people like us can attract somebody into our lives, Or maybe I'm completely wrong and it's all utter bullshit. Who knows? I'm not one to speak yet, I suppose. But we'll see, folks. Like I said, I think 2018 is going to be something tells me it's going to be a very important year. Something tells me that it is going to be an important year. I guess we should probably end it off about there. Can't really think of anything else. Can't tell if I've talked about some stuff or not. I don't know if I talked about this or not, but found something out at work. It's a little sad at first, but felt very symbolic. More reminders of the inevitability of change. And I think it was ultimately for the best. I'll just leave that there. A little sad, whatever, but got over it, and said it was a reminder for me that, hey, you too must venture forth someday, Georgie boy. How long can you hold on? Symbolic, folks. Very symbolic, because it's happening as one year ends and another begins. I don't know. Maybe that's just how my crazy old wacky mind works. There's no going back, folks. There's no going back. There's no going back. It's all over. There's nothing even there for us to find. It's all over. It's all over. All the old memories are gone. There's nothing left to find anywhere. It's all gone. It's not there whatsoever. And what you think you remember, you're probably just over glamorizing how it actually was. Gotta let go. We have to let go. We must let go. And move towards something new. Something has to change, folks. Something has to finally change. Something has to finally change. There is nothing for you to find back here, Georgie boy. The only thing left is forward now. There is nothing left to find back here. So, if things go well, I said Monday, what better way to start off the new year than with a workout, huh? Try to do a workout stream. But I guess that will probably be it for videos in 2017. Folks, it is time to move on and to move forward. Move on and move forward. Alrighty. I guess I'll see you next year. Ha 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 ha, right? Bye-bye.